into some things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be expected, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. This means that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm so sorry. I thought I had scheduled this thing for 7:45 and not 7:25. So my apologies. Shout out to El Teddy for letting me know. Because, baby, I was still getting it together over here, okay? So my apologies, you guys. Come on in. It's almost 100 of y'all in the room, and I appreciate y'all for hanging out, waiting on the sister. My bad. First of all, before we even get into this content, I was reading the chat, and I would like for all of us to send a hug to Chuck. He said today has been a hard day for him. It is the 3rd anniversary of when he found out that his father passed. Y'all know Chuck is one of my faithful over here, so if we could just send Chuck a hug, or something along those lines, some hearts, or something. Really be needs an assistant. I really be can't afford an assistant, but you're right, I probably need one. So yeah, I appreciate that, y'all. Y'all send Chuck some love for me, okay? That's my boo. And we talked a little bit about that when me and him hung out. We talked a little bit about his dad and things like that. So I know that, this probably was a rough day for him. So y'all send Chuck some love. Now let's get into some things, y'all. First of all, we are still raising money for the American Red Cross. It is connected. Again, we are on pace. To meet our goal. The goal is set for $1,500 to go to the American Red Cross for the fires out in LA. We are at $500. So we've set it for 30. Well, I set it for 30 days. And we're already at $500, and we're like 4 or 5 days in. So, we're on pace. If we can do $100 a day, we're definitely going to exceed our goal. So for those who have given, I appreciate it. For those who desire to give but can't, I appreciate that too. And for those who don't want to give, baby, it's all right. It is all right. They said on Funky's video last night not to donate to the Red Cross. Why would they? Okay. First of all, Cajun, why would you come over here and tell me that when we're literally raising money and giving it to the Red Cross? That's number one. And number two, why? Why would they say that? Why not? We've also been dropping. We have a GoFundMe. I've posted resources. So we're doing a variety of things over here, Cajun. So it is what it is. I know everybody's doing it their way, but we're giving to the Red Cross. You don't have to, and it's okay. All right, but please don't come over here telling people not to do it when we're over here doing it. Anyway, moving right along. Let's get into the things. Hey, Pat. I see you decided to cook today. Wow, child, I might. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's get into it. Cajun, are you being Cajun? I just want to make sure it goes to the people. Well, so here's the thing. I get that, and I appreciate that, Cajun, and I'm not mad, but everybody's doing what they're doing, right? I'm raising money for the Red Cross. Why would you put in the chat that don't do it? Don't do that. And again, we do have GoFundMes for families that I've dropped as well. And again, like I said, every content creator is going to do what they want to do. Let Funky Dineva do what he want to do. Who he donating to? Let everybody do it their way. Anyway, let's get into this. Let's get into it, people. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, she's talking about something else. Okay. I love 2025. Really be more than sick. Really be whatever, Cajun. Anyway, what is Pat cooking? She fried some chicken. She made some macaroni and cheese and some cabbage. All right, moving right along. So I'm gonna try to give y'all a double scoop. I got home late tonight, but I did want to do a review of last night's show with T.S. Madison. I did want to do a review. So I may have to, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it tonight, y'all, because it's already 7:45. So I may do that tomorrow. I may have to do that tomorrow. No, Funky didn't say it. This lady who lives there and was a guest said that. Chuck said he need a plate. She said, come get it. She said, okay, come get it. Anyway, child, we here to talk about Wendy. I ain't here to fuss with Cajun. We here to talk about. I know you didn't mean no harm by that, Cajun. I know you did. But at the end of the day, we're all just trying to figure out how we can help, and we're doing what we can do. Moving on. So today, you guys, baby, Wendy Williams woke up on Go. Okay. Now, without going back into all of the things of this Wendy Williams, hold on, y'all, of this Wendy Williams saga, we know the short version of the story. Oh, it's Taya's birthday. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to do. It's Taya's birthday. Y'all wish her happy birthday in the chat. So, with that being said, Wendy Williams woke up today on Go, right? They made the announcement yesterday that Wendy Williams was going to be on the Breakfast Club this morning, and baby, we lost our mind. And when I say we, I mean collectively, the internet, the people who've been worried about Wendy, her haters, her lovers, all of that were like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Now, we know that Charlamagne told us a couple of weeks ago that he talked to Wendy over the holidays and ain't nothing wrong with her. And I'm going to say this. Y'all know I ain't the biggest Charlamagne fan, whatever. However, he has known that woman for 30 years. And he knows what she's like before, during, and after. And what I mean by before, during, and after, y'all know what I'm saying? Like in the early years before, before she became like, she was Wendy Williams. But, before the TV show and all of that, he knew her during, they had fallen out. They weren't friends, but they had fallen out. And then they reconciled. And he said, even today, he said that Wendy calls him like 5 times a day. So I am going to say this. I'm going to go through my notes and I will give my commentary at the end. However, I am going to say this. I would trust somebody that has known her for 30 years to say whether this woman is at a point that is so different from who he's known her to be. Do I think that she's 100% the same Wendy? No. But do I think that it is as dire as what we were led to believe? No. So I'm going to go through my notes and I'm going to talk a little bit about because we talked about when she first got under conservatorship and what may have turned the light on. And you know what? I'm going to have to go back and find that video. If any of my mods feels like it, and you don't have to if you don't feel like it, I'll find it later. But if any of my mods feels like it, if you guys, I know we talked about Wendy Williams with Simone. It was with Girl Is That Legal? Somebody who's bored, somebody who's stuck in a room by themselves and has limited phone numbers. We'll get to that, Chuck. Chuck said, who calls somebody 5 times a day? We're going to get to that in a second. Right. We're going to talk about that too, Corey. She also talked to John Lemon. We're going to talk to that as well. We're going to talk about that. She really said pretty much the same thing on both platforms, but we are going to talk about, both platforms. So I'm going to say that this damn camera. So I'm going to say this. Thank you. I thank you, B. Thank you. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, something happened, and we talked about it. Like I said, we talked about it when it first happened, when she first went under the conservatorship. Something set off an alarm. Something set off an alarm at the bank. Now, we've heard a variety of theories, but something set off an alarm at the bank. And one of the theories I heard was that her ex-husband was trying to access money. And the bank knew that he was not supposed to have any access to any of her money at that point. And so that sparked something, that started something. The person who was in charge of her account alerted their boss, and their boss moved forward with this conservatorship situation. Now, what I will say is, I do not remember how this went from a financial conservatorship to this total. I remember she was put under it was like a 3-month window. And then at the end of the 3 months, the judge made the decision to put Wendy under what she's under now. Again, I don't know all of the facts of what happened, what was what and who was who, but I do not understand how we got here. And it seems to me that Wendy don't know how it got here. And even if she does know, she does not know she either is afraid to share or she doesn't know how to articulate it. That's my opinion. And again, I'm going to go through my notes and explain to y'all how I'm coming to this conclusion. Let me just go through my notes. So the most of my notes come from The Breakfast Club, because when I was listening to Don Lemon, honestly, a lot of it was redundant. She really was saying a lot of the same stuff, which tells me that there were certain talking points that she wanted us to hear. There were certain things she wanted us to know, in my opinion, because there were certain things that were said. So I'm going to go through my notes. One, it says, trapped in a conservatorship. Right. So we know that Wendy, I kind of already covered that already. Her niece, Alex, was on the phone, and she was leaning on Alex a lot of times because there were things that when certain questions were being asked, Wendy didn't want to answer them, but she sort of deferred to Alex to answer them. I think that there was a combination of things going on with what I saw. Again, these are all my opinions. And I told I told El Teddy earlier that I would drop the link if y'all met the super chat goal. Now let me say this. I can drop the link for a few minutes, but if y'all want, I'm sorry, El Teddy, my bad boo. El Teddy, you know I'll be forgetting. If y'all want me to do the T.S. Madison review tonight, we can't have no long panel. But if y'all want to do T.S. Madison tomorrow, then I'll drop the link and we can do a long pattern, okay? We can have a longer panel. Lord, I can't get my words out. But I can't give y'all 2 for 1 tonight if we want to have a long panel. So that's up to y'all. I will drop the link, but y'all know how sometimes, y'all know I love the tribe. But sometimes some of y'all like to come up here and filibuster. Y'all be filibustering like y'all are on the U.S. Senate floor trying to stop a bill from coming through, right? That's what some of y'all be doing. Now, I'm going to drop the link. But just keep that in mind. Okay? All right. Now, so her niece, Alex, was on the phone with her. Wendy is in New York. Right. So I think a lot of people may or may not, they were worried about Wendy is in New York, but she wants to be in Miami. She was very clear. That was one of the talking points that she was very clear to share with us, that she wanted to go to to Miami. She was very, very clear that she wanted to go to Miami. And again, like I said, I feel like there were certain talking points that they wanted us to know. The second thing I think they wanted us to know was her living situation. Number one, she says Kim Pie has a time limit. I've seen other YouTubers do time limits. I may start because I love y'all, but sometimes, some of y'all know who y'all are, and don't put nobody's name in the chat, but y'all know who y'all are. Okay, so I feel like she also wanted us to know what her living situation was. So her living, grown woman, don't try me. Don't let me forget that point. Because hold on, let me write it down. Because I don't know if I wrote that in my notes. Hold on, because that's a good one too about her dad. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. Because I was doing my notes while I was doing something else at work. Ooh, did I say I did this at work? I ain't do this at work. I didn't do this at work. Okay, move right along. What up, Angela? So I feel like she wanted us to know her living situation, okay? Her living situation, she's letting us know that she's in some sort of a retirement community. It's an apartment building. She said that on her floor, there are 80, 90-year-old people on her floor. She says she does not talk to anybody. She says they're polite to her. She's polite to them, but they are not. They don't talk, right? She said every day she orders her food, and the only time she sees those people is when she's getting her food. She let us know that her apartment has sold, but she was happy about that. So she said, thank God my apartment did sell. She said, but 90, well, I'm putting a number on it. I'm going to say 80 to 90% of her stuff is in storage. She said most of her stuff, right, it sounds like she's living in an assisted living facility. Yes, absolutely below. But she said most of her stuff is in storage, okay? She absolutely sounds lonely. So that goes back to Chuck's question when he said, well, who calls somebody 5 times a day? Somebody that's living like that. A woman that's living like that, or a man, whoever, that is living in an assisted living facility with people they do not know, around people that are 20 years older than them, that are in worse mental, physical condition than them, that they just don't relate to, don't want to relate to. I mean, let's call a thing a thing. Wendy don't want to talk to them people. Child, they said, I got that in my notes. She said they sold her cats, but I got that in my notes. The other thing she said, her son is in Miami. Chuck, we're gonna get there. Good question, though. Her son is in Miami. But the other thing she said was the conservator has her phone. And so she has not been able to call a lot of her friends because she doesn't have their phone numbers. She said that as well. So I'm guessing that the people that she does call are either people that she's found their phone number or remembered their phone number, which none of us really memorize phone numbers anymore. Or she's been able to get their information through other sources, like her niece or somebody, being able to say, hey, tell Wendy to call me. Here's my number. Or why haven't I heard from Wendy? What's her, right? So let me go through my notes because some of y'all questions might be answered as I'm going through my notes. So that was one thing I feel like they wanted us to know. I feel like that was a talking point that they really wanted us to know, was because they kept, she brought that up on Don Lemon and on the Breakfast Club about the living situation. Hey, Xavier Boo, about the living situation, and her apartment being sold and stuff like that. Okay. Wendy wouldn't even say that lady's name. Now, Charlamagne kept saying that lady's name. Don Lemon kept saying the conservator's name. Baby, Wendy wouldn't call that lady by name. Wendy would not say that lady's name. Now, I don't know why she wouldn't say that lady's name, but baby, she would not. I'm going to get to that, O Street. You right, girl. I don't know why she wouldn't say that lady's name, but baby, she would not say that lady's name. Wendy said a lot of things were falsified. Now, she never got into this. She never talked about what, but she said things were falsified. I don't know what was falsified, but she said it was. She said that they come in there every day and they try to give her these pills. Now, Charlemagne point blank said, Wendy, I told you don't take them pills. Wendy, didn't I tell you don't take them pills? Now, Wendy said she wasn't taking no pills. Wendy said that they come in there every day and they try to give her like 6 or 7 different pills, but she said she wasn't taking them. Now, she never came right out and said point blank, she did, but she didn't. She did, but she didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, she did say she wasn't taking the pills, but she didn't come right out and say it point blank. But she basically said it. Hold on. Handy said the Guardian has a gag order on Wendy. Well, that makes sense because, baby, Wendy would not say that lady's name. She would not say that lady's name. Okay? Y'all put it, yes. We're going to get to that, sweet pea. Yes. Okay. Now, I wrote on here, excuse me, and I put that in quotation. Wendy kept saying that. I think it's a combination of things. Let me say this. I think what we heard today was a combination of a couple of things. One, I feel like Wendy was finally speaking and she was nervous and she was anxious and she wanted to get out what she wanted to get out, right? She was I absolutely believe that there were talking points that they wanted to get out. Number two, I also think she was nervous about not saying the wrong thing, saying too much, because there are things like you just said that she cannot say. There are some legal things going on. There are some legal maneuvers that are happening. So she didn't want to say too much, but again, she absolutely wanted to get things out, right? And number three, I'm not saying that I don't think Wendy's incapacitated at all. Let's be clear. I do not think that Wendy is incapacitated, but I think that excuse me was, because first of all, Wendy used to say excuse me all the time. So I don't want anybody to be like, she just kept saying, excuse me. Wendy did. I wasn't even somebody that watched Wendy Williams I might have looked at 1, maybe 2 episodes of the Wendy Williams show, but I know that was her thing. Excuse me. Now I know it was coming out differently today. And I think the more flustered and frustrated she got, the more it came out. But I also feel like that was sort of a nervous tick, maybe. You know what I mean? Yeah, a catchphrase, right? But she is sick. She is sick. Whitney is not 100% healthy. Absolutely not. But I don't think she's incapacitated. Y'all, I keep biting the inside of my cheek. I done bit the inside of my cheek like 3 times a day. But I do not believe she's incapacitated at all. Not only do I not believe she's incapacitated, I absolutely believe that Wendy could live. I believe that Wendy could live a full life with maybe just an assistant. You know, do I think that Wendy needs to live alone? No. And I don't mean an assistant like an assistant to check her emails and all that. No. I think she needs somebody there to help her, you know, move around because she clearly has mobility issues, right? I think she needs somebody there to help her make sure. Maybe she does need to remember to take her meds. Maybe she does need to make sure that she ain't drinking. Now, I'm going to tell you what, Wendy sounded sober today. Wendy sounded sober. Now, somebody might argue that she don't, but Wendy sounded sober to me. Okay. Wendy said that she can call out, but people are not allowed to call in. But what she said, though, was she does not have her cell phone. I mean, she does not have her laptop. She does not have her iPad. That the conservator has her phone, her laptop, and her iPad. So I'm assuming whatever phone she has now is a phone that her family got her or somebody else got for her. But she said that that's why she has not been able to call her friends and call a lot of her industry friends because she doesn't have their information. And I think, once again, I absolutely believe that was a talking point she wanted out there because I think she wanted her friends, you know, I say friends in air quotes, but I think she wanted her people to know that's why you ain't heard from me. Because even Don Lemon said that he used to talk to Wendy all the time, even through the pandemic, and then it just stopped. And he didn't know why. He was like, what's going on? Well, I haven't talked to her. was Wendy. So I think that probably happened with a lot of her, and again, air quotes, friends, that Wendy can't call them because she doesn't have their information. Because the reality is most of us do not memorize anything. We don't memorize people's emails. We don't memorize people's phone numbers. If we lose our phone in our cloud, a lot of us will be up, what's creek without a paddle. Okay. One of the producers for the Breakfast Club spoke about trying to get in to see Wendy, and she talked about how she said the security for her to even get into the facility to see Wendy when Charlamagne sent her over there, right? She said they even tried to tell her Wendy wasn't there. And Wendy was like, well, did you believe him? Did you believe him? She said, didn't I see you? She said, didn't I make it upstairs to your room? No, I knew you were there. So Abby said, I agree. Wendy sounded coherent today. Now, tomorrow she may think Care Bears are trying to get her, but today she was on it. Right. And again, I would have to say that when I say we, I don't mean we really need to see it because she don't owe none of us anything. But I'm saying in order for me to make a true evaluation, yeah, we would definitely have to see her on more than one day in more than one setting. We need to hear her in the morning. We need to hear her at night because, they say, that sundown time and all of that. Yeah, absolutely. But baby, today she sounded good. Okay. I wrote that in a room all day. I said that no computer, no iPad. Got that. Her cats were sold. Told y'all that. She said that for her birthday last year, she was by herself, that she was not allowed. They did not allow her niece to come and see her or her family to come visit her. She spent her birthday by herself. That's what she said. That's when she broke down into tears and basically was crying and talking about, how she's in jail. Her guardian has her phone. She was afraid to say too much because she did. The other thing she said was not only was she talking about the lawsuit, but she also said, I don't want to be punished. I don't want to be punished. Right? She said, I don't want to be punished. Now she kept talking about that. She kept talking about that television. She said she does have a TV in her room that she paid for. She was very clear to say she paid for that TV with her own money, that the conservator bought her, but with her own money. And so they asked her about spending money, and she said she had like $15. She was like, she knows she has money, but like physically that she could put her hands on, she said she got like $15. She did explain that if she wants to go out, she said, when her dad's birthday came around, she said all of her stuff is in storage. She can't get to any of her things. That she would love to share memories with her dad. She would love to be able to buy her dad something nice. She said that if she wants to go out, like she said, she likes to go to Sephora. She says the conservator calls over to Sephora and basically, I guess, sets up an account for her. And then she goes over to Sephora and then she could go shopping. But it's her money, but they have to set it up so she can go to Sephora. And my thing is, first of all, Sephora is not high end. It ain't like she down to the Louis Vuitton. Okay, baby, you got to set up a field trip for her to go down to the Sephora to get some lipstick. Because she was like, I like lipstick, so, I go over there. You know what I mean? And of course, they asked her about Diddy, child. And y'all, that clip has been surfacing. Diddy's done. And y'all don't know what I know about Diddy. And he need to be in jail for the rest of his life. Well, she said he was going to be in jail for the rest of his life. I want y'all to understand, she said he is going to jail for the rest of his life. That's very interesting. I'm going to leave that right there. She wants to go. I think I said this part already. She wants to go see her dad for his birthday, his 90. I think he's turning 94. And she's worried about them allowing her to go see her dad. Yes, powerful. I'm gonna talk about that when I do my T.S. Madison. Glad you made it home safe. Y'all, let me say this though. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The Don Lemon side of this, I got a little confusion. And I don't know if Don Lemon, I know I read the comments where some of y'all say that y'all felt like Don Lemon was a little more combative and y'all was, but I feel like Don Lemon was getting more information. Because if you listen to, now I took notes, I listened to most of when I listened to all of Don Lemon's, some of what she said to Don Lemon. Oh, he did a second live? Damn, I didn't see the second live. So y'all gonna have to let me know if anything y'all want me to say or y'all want me to know from the second live. It was a little confusion to me. Now I'm gonna say the first thing, he asked her about, well, if they won't let you go visit your dad, how were you able to go see your son graduate? And I feel like the question he was asking her was, what was that process? Right. I feel like Don Lemon did what a journalist did. Right. I don't have a problem with Don Lemon because I feel like we got more information out of him. I mean, out of the Don Lemon. Charlemagne was a friend looking out for a friend. Don Lemon was a friend doing his job, in my opinion. So let me say this. I don't think that Don Lemon was asking, well, how did they let you go see your son? What they were asking, in my opinion, what he was asking was, well, how were you able to get the guardian to let you go see your son graduate if the guardian don't let you do anything, don't let you go anywhere? Like, what was that process? How were you able to get that to happen? Because you flew to Miami. You clearly had transportation because we saw you cussing that lady out. You know what I'm saying? You had the little scooter, so they clearly made some sort of arrangements for you. But I feel like Wendy got indignant and was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm the mother. What do you mean? How did I get to go to his graduation? I'm the mother. What? And I was like, but that's not, he's not asking you like, how did you go? He was saying, how were you able to get the guardian to approve this and set all of this up? Like, what happened? What was that process? Because now you're saying they're not going to let you go see your father. So for his 94th birthday. So I feel like that was the question he was asking, but she sort of got indignant and went way left with it. And then she said something that confused the hell out of me. You just got finished telling us that you got $15 that you have to ask permission to go to Sephora to buy some lipstick, that they have to set up an account for you just to go over to the Sephora to get you some lipstick. But when you was talking about your son's graduation, you said you bought him a car. How you buy him a whole car? The conservator approved that? Where did that money come from? How did that happen? What was the process? Because how you buy that boy a car, but you can't go get you some lipstick? And I'm not trying to be funny, but I wrote that in my notes. Like, I'm confused. So, again, she says she wants to live in Miami. She says she would love to work, but she only wants to work part-time. I keep telling y'all, Wendy just need to do a podcast. If Wendy can get it together 2 times a week to do a podcast or do a YouTube channel, that's what Wendy need to do. She can do it from her house with little to no production. She has a built-in audience. Everybody wants to hear Wendy talk. Everybody wants to hear her opinion on everything that's going on. Wendy will have 1 million subscribers in a month, okay? May not even take that long, right? I'm sure right, Lisa, but what I'm saying is, I guess what I'm saying is maybe the son has a trust that the conservator still control. I don't know, but I just found, but again, that's the question I had, right? But I feel like Wendy got frustrated with Don Lemon and then they had to kind of cut it short. Now, I didn't see the second part. So if there was a second part, let me know, right? Y'all let me know what it is. The conservator would have had to have set it up because Wendy doesn't have control of her money, and she certainly doesn't have control of the money to make that sort of a transaction. And remember, that was part of the complaint in the original conservatorship petition, was how the son was spending up all her money. He had that $1 million apartment, and remember, that was part of the complaint to begin with. So I just find it interesting. And I was wondering, is Wendy getting something confused? Like, did she buy him a car in the past and she's getting that confused? Or did she really buy that boy a brand new car last month? And again, she can buy him what she wants. It's her money. You know what I mean? No, she's not clear enough to do a podcast. I couldn't listen. It would need to be heavily edited. I got you. So those are basically my notes. Now now listen, here go the rules. If y'all want a second, if y'all want to hear about what happened down to the T.S. Madison show, I really don't like that name. I'm not going to say that name. I know they like the name, but I ain't going to say that name, okay? But the T.S. Craig show, if y'all want that live, now y'all, we ain't going to be on here long. Now I'm going to drop the link. Y'all got about 15, 20 minutes. If y'all want me to give y'all a second live, y'all got about 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to drop this link. And then we're going to come back. Now remember, don't be coming up here filibustering. Get your point. Say what you guys say. Okay, I love y'all. But okay. But ultimately, I do not think that Wendy is as bad off as we were led to believe. Do I think that she's 100%? No. But do I think that she's at 10%? Absolutely not. Do I think that she would be able to like I said, live her life with maybe an aide? Yes. Do I think she needs to be in an assisted living facility? No. Those are my opinions. No, I didn't start a new job. Okay. Hey, Sabria. Hey, boo.
Hi, everybody. I believe that a forensic accounting is needed, that a politician needs to get involved, and that if she were to start making money again, there would be problems with Wells Fargo with her salary. In other words, they would have to account for all the money that she's bringing in. If anyone sees her on a podcast, they will flock to it. She will make millions of dollars in a matter of days. Also, I've heard some really horrible things about Wells Fargo. One of which everyone knows, that Wells Fargo used to do human collateral loans, if you know what I'm saying. In other words, when you wanted a loan, you could use your human being as collateral. And I've also heard that Wells Fargo has a habit of misplacing people's money and creating fake accounts. So I think the only mistake that she made, if she is having some type of mental episode, which a lot of people do, they suffer from depression or they have personality disorders that are slight. The only problem is she picked the wrong bank. When she asked them for her money back, all of a sudden they had her labeled incompetent. There has to be a politician in Manhattan, where she is at, that can intervene and ask what the heck is going on. Her attorney needs to be fired. Her conservator is weird. Them not allowing her a telephone and her son being scheduled to see her is on the side of really weird. I'm going to step down.
All right. Thank you, boo. See, look, she came up, she said her piece, and she got down. Okay. Look, let me say this. I definitely, at the time that it happened, I was thinking, okay, maybe there's some real stuff going on here. But fast forward 3 years later, I just don't feel like this was handled the way it needed to be handled. That's my opinion. I don't think it was handled well. Y'all must really want to hear what I got to say about T.S. Madison. Baby, I got some tea too. Now, when I talked to T.S. last night, T.S. was like that. Don't you go over there and spill all this tea. I said, oh, I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it. Not if Kanye free, Wendy can be free. I'm not doing this with y'all today. Happy Founders Day to Quintessential. Y'all wish Quintessential a happy Founders Day. Girl, you should be out somewhere throwing some blue glitter around or something, honey. Yes, Tracy, the bar gonna open for this TST. All right. Well, listen, that's Wendy. It's 200 of y'all here. We're gonna come back. Give me 20 minutes, and we're gonna come back and talk about this T.S. Madison of it all, okay? Really being Maddie are gonna be child. Why I be reading Cajun? Cajun, that's why you be getting blocked. Ain't nobody trying to read that. Now I'm on the couch. I know that's right. Wendy's sister is an attorney. She knows about, hold on. She should know an attorney in the field to help her sister. Yeah, it's a lot of questions. I do. I have a lot of questions. I definitely have a lot of questions. But from what I heard today, I do not feel like Wendy is as bad as what we were led to believe. Do I think Wendy is 100%? No. But I definitely do not think that Wendy is as bad as we were led to believe. And I think that Wendy does not necessarily need to be under a conservatorship. That's my opinion. Uh-oh. Sorry, y'all. Lord, I didn't mean to hit that. All right. We'll be back in 20 minutes. We're going to talk about last night's T.S. Madison show. Baby, it's some tea was spilled. All right. Moving right along. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.